Hello everybody and welcome back to Beginning Crypto, the channel for the beginners just introducing themselves to cryptocurrencies. As always, please hit the like and subscribe buttons, and if you are brand new to it, please check the description of the video for ways to earn yourself a little bit of free crypto while you're starting out. Some of the exchanges will offer little promotions like that. So for today, what do we want to talk about? We want to talk about the differences between proof of work, proof of stake, and proof of time and space. Proof of time and space is the newest one to come out recently. So proof of work was the original way of mining and earning yourself some cryptocurrencies. It started out with Bitcoin, and Bitcoin created the proof of work. And what it is the computers or the ASICs, the GPUs, whatever, they are running hashes. They're running a high hash rate. They're just running computations. They're running computations and trying to solve equations. And when they think they get to the correct answer, they submit it. And if it is the correct answer and it is and they're the first one to submit it, then they win, and they win that block. And that is how proof of work awards new cryptocurrencies. Is your correct answer proves that your computations, that you did the work, and that's how you will earn new cryptos. Proof of work being the original one, it's the one that Bitcoin started with. So Bitcoin started this whole thing, and then Ethereum did proof of work, and a lot of the earlier adopters of cryptocurrencies did proof of work. And it kept on for a decade, easily. And proof of work is still the main way of mining, per se, to this day. Although it is starting to be on its way out. Some of the problems with proof of work. First, the more people that got into it, the more of a hash rate there was, the more computers that were doing these computations, the smaller of a percentage that your computations were doing of the total, and it made it more difficult to earn cryptos. So what was the solution? Buy more mining rigs, set up bigger rigs, bigger setups, which consumes power. Bitcoin uses more power than the entire country of Argentina. And that's just in its mining, in its proof of work, which is also validating transactions. The proof of work is validating the transactions that are being done on Bitcoin. That's why it's so decentralized, because the validations are spread around nodes throughout the world. Everyone who is mining is validating transactions. So as it grew and people got more and more competitive, and big companies started sinking millions of dollars into their mining setups, especially in other countries where energy is really cheap, it just kept sucking more and more energy, to the point where today it is almost impossible to even break even doing solo mining or even pool mining at home. Basically, mining at home is next to impossible to make money at. Not saying you shouldn't do it, because you can still earn coins, and those coins may go up in value over time, so eventually you will have actually made a profit off of it. But the electricity costs alone tend to wipe out any potential profit you may make currently. And that is where proof of stake came into play. Proof of stake came into play as an alternative, a greener version. It uses less power. And the reason it uses less power is because it is not based on consuming energy and running all these calculations and computations and trying to solve these mathematical equations. Proof of stake is very, very, very basic. You have to own the coin or the token in order to stake it, but the validations are done by the current coin owners, by the current blockchains themselves. They validate each other. So if you own a crypto that is a proof of stake, all you do is you put it in the appropriate wallet and just set it to start staking. Some wallets will automatically stake it. Some you actually have to physically set it to stake. Now very few can be staked cold, which means that you don't even need to have it connected to the internet. Once you select staking for it, all it does is it locks up those funds, it locks up those tokens so that they cannot be used. But most of them, they have to be staked hot, which means that the wallet needs to be connected to the internet, and then they're validating all the other transactions. And proof of stake is greener because you're not solving equations, you're not burning power constantly to solve complex mathematical equations. All you were doing is using what you already own to validate other blockchain transactions. So it's not using as much power, it's using a tiny fraction of the power, which makes it a lot greener. The only downside to proof of stake versus proof of work is you actually have to own some of the cryptos first. With proof of work, you could start with zero, start mining, and actually earn cryptos over time. With proof of stake, if you want to stake a crypto, you have to go out and buy it. Now, by staking it, you start earning rewards, which is in that crypto. Some of them you'll get about 1 to 2% per year of what you have staked. Others can be upwards of 5 to 6%. Some of them are 10% or higher. There's a few that I know of that are 12 to 15% when you're staking them. And that's how you will earn more crypto. So you can earn just like mining, only you have to already own some. Ethereum is attempting to switch over to Ethereum 2.0, which is going to be a proof of stake versus a proof of work, which means that the only way people are going to be able to quote unquote mine Ethereum anymore is going to be to actually already own it. So people that have been mining it and own a small piece of it, they'll be able to continue. Although your stake is based off of your percentage of the total circulating supply. So if you have 1% of the total circulating supply, then you're going to earn 1% of the new rewards that are generated, the new coins that are generated and minted as time goes on. And the last one I want to talk about is fairly new, and it's a little bit different. I only know of currently one crypto that uses it, and it's going to be in actually my next video, which is called Chia. But it's proof of time and space. Now, again, you have to be connected to the internet for this one, and it's a greener alternative than proof of work. I'd have to see the numbers on it, but I would put it in between proof of work and proof of stake as far as how much energy it uses, because you actually have to have your computer running in order to do this. But proof of time and space is basically running off of a hard drive. What happens is you will download the client. I actually have it on this computer right here. Download the client. It will sync with the total network, and then you will do what they call plotting, and your computer will run calculations, a whole bunch of them, and it will set a coordinate plot basically, and this coordinate plot will then be loaded onto your hard drive, whichever hard drive you're using, and now that plot can be what's called farmed. Basically, you just leave it connected to the internet. Every 5, 10, 15 seconds, something along those lines, the network will generate a code basically, and every active plot that is being farmed will have itself compared to that code. Well, only a percentage of them will actually make it through the first, what they call filter. So even if you had the correct code, if you don't make it past the filter, but a percentage will get through the filter that narrows down the field already, and then of the remaining ones, whichever one has that code will be rewarded with the new coins being minted. So it's time and space. The space is the hard drive and the plot, and the time is the time in plotting that can take quite some time, plus the time of the hard drive the plot just sitting there, uploaded, connected to the internet, and just sitting there. Because a plot can win multiple times. Just because a plot has won a couple new coins doesn't mean it's not going to win again. So the more plots you have, the more you're going to earn over time. When it first came out, it was very, very interesting, but there's been some issues with it that I'll go over in our next video. But that is the difference between the three main types. Well, proof of work and proof of stake are the main types. Proof of time and space is a new one. There's one called proof of believability that I'll do another video on at some point. But proof of work and proof of stake are the biggest ones. Proof of stake is where everything is trying to transition to, just because it's a greener alternative. So I hope this has helped you guys. Hope you guys find this interesting, or at least it has helped you learn something new. And please hit the like and subscribe buttons. We have a lot of content coming out all the time. We'll catch you guys next time. Thanks. Bye.